Hello and welcome to Cedar Mill and Bethany Library Crafternoon for teens. My name is Sabrina, and today we're going to be working on this paper lantern decoration project for the Lunar New Year coming up next month. So to get started, um, your paper lantern will come in your kit that you picked up from the library like this. It's collapsed. So to open it up, I'm going to pull it out, and you want to be really careful with this material. It's really fragile. And like this one even has a little tear in it, which is fine. We'll be covering it up. So don't worry if yours is a little banged up, but try not to do anything to make it worse. So it came with this little metal frame, which will help the expanded globe stand out and not recollapse. So thread it through the bottom here, which is the wider of the two openings, and you'll just pull it through to the top. And then to get it to stay inside, you want to take this little corner here and stretch the globe until it fits inside this little loop. And you'll do the same thing on the other side, being careful not to tear anything. And now your globe will stand up. Oh, and you can kind of recenter that on top. Perfect. So to get started decorating, we'll set the globe aside for now. And in your kit, you should have 7 sheets of different colored tissue paper. So you can decorate your lantern really any way you want. You can cut out stripes, squares, circles, and use your included glue stick or glue you have at home to attach them. You can also use markers if you wanted. Just be really careful not to push hard enough to poke through the thin paper of the lantern. But today I'm going to show you how to make this kind of fish scale method, which is really fun to do. So to get started doing that, take one piece of your tissue paper, and they're already all kind of folded in half, but go ahead and just make sure it's folded a bit more neatly so all your corners meet. And then fold it in half again. And what I'm trying to do is get it down to a pretty small size, and then I'm going to draw a circle on it and cut through the circle through all the layers so that at the end I get a stack of cutout circles without having to cut out each one individually. In order to have an even circle, you can kind of raid your kitchen is what I did and grab lots of things that have circles on them and figure out which size you want. So I just took a piece of notebook paper and kind of put all of my glasses down and drew circles around the different ends on them to see which size I liked best. And then I used that one for my lantern. So for this one, I really liked the size that this bottle mouth had. So once you've got your square folded down as small as it can go while still having enough room for the circle you're going to draw to fit, take a pencil and just draw carefully around your stencil. Voila. And just take your scissors and holding all the layers as still as you can so they're not sliding around, just go ahead and cut out your circle. And I'm trying to kind of cut inside the lines I drew so that the circle on top doesn't have any pencil marks on it and looks like all the rest beneath. But sometimes that's easier said than done. All right, so there's my stack of circles. Now from here, it does help if you kind of plan out your plan of attack. I started on mine with 2 rows of white at the bottom and 2 rows of red, and then figured out partway through that I did not have enough red or white to do that. So kind of hold your circles on there and block out what you want to do before you start gluing, because once you glue it on there, it's pretty hard to get it back off without tearing the circle and or the lantern. But if you want to do this fish scale technique, start by taking one of your circles, your glue stick, and we're just going to smear a little glue just along the top edge right here. And then for the first row, you want to start at the bottom and work your way up. So you would just stick it wherever you want along. There's kind of these ribs on the lantern, so I just stuck it on the second rib up from the bottom. So do those all the way around. Like I mentioned before, try and block it out before you start gluing so that you know how many circles you're going to need to get all the way around. And then work up from there. So the next layer I did is yellow. I went just an additional 2 ribs up from the white to glue the yellow on. And it overlaps nicely. And just keep working your way up. You can either go around in circles with one color, or I started kind of working in strips going up to the top. Next one, go about here. And then the next one be orange and red and pink until you've got the whole thing covered. You might encounter some spots where the circles don't quite meet, so you've got a white spot. If that happens, just grab another circle of whatever color you want in there and just kind of slip it in beneath the other circles, and you've got it covered. All right, so that's our craft this month. Join us next month for other fun programs, and we'll see you then.